Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is the Raptor, and welcome back to another one of my reaction videos. And today we're going to be reacting to the new episode of Death Battle, which just came out, which is Martian Manhunter from DC versus Silver Surfer from Marvel. I, in spite of all the Marvel and DC that Death Battle has been using recently, am quite excited to see how this all plays out. This is actually a very personal fight to me, not just to me, but also my brother. We have been talking about this fight for a lot longer than I was even really involved in this community. Like, this is one of our childhood fights, so I am really happy that Death Battle is actually doing it, regardless of, when it's happening. Like, I'm still happy to see it. And there's a lot of craziness to talk about, both with their stories and their powers, and it's really hard. It's a really hard fight to get a good grasp on, because, yeah, they have their things that they're known for, but they can also just both do a ton of things, so, I'm really excited to see what the analyses look like and all that. In terms of who I'm rooting for, sometimes with Marvel and DC fights, I find that I'm not really rooting for one over the other. Like, I like both characters well enough, but for this one, this is not one of those cases. I like Silver Surfer well enough, but I like Martian Manhunter significantly more. I think he's a really awesome character. I saw him in the Justice League show. Like, he's one of my childhood superheroes, one of my favorite DC heroes of all time. I just think he's an awesome character, so I am personally rooting for him. However, right now, and I could easily be swayed because these characters both have a lot of stuff going for them, but right now I'm leaning more towards Silver Surfer. I think Martian Manhunter's best chance here is with his mental abilities and his mind hacks and all that, but Silver Surfer does seem to have a lot of advantages on his own, like when it comes to his own like manipulation of matter and just, the power cosmic and all that. Way more than I have time to go over right now, especially since Death Battle is going to talk about it anyway. But still, I still think Silver Surfer is incredibly powerful, and I feel like he does have some advantages in terms of the specific abilities and a lot of resistances as well. Again, though, if the mind hacks and the regeneration that Martian Manhunter has is enough to outlast Silver Surfer to the point where he can use his mental powers against him, then I think that Martian Manhunter has a decent chance of winning. I don't know where Death Battle's going to lean, especially with stuff like Phoenix versus Raven. Even though I predicted Raven for winning, actually, we have no idea what's going to happen, right? So I'm keeping an open mind, obviously. But yeah, I'm really excited. So without further ado, let's get started.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Netflix's One Piece and Shady Ray.
All right, nice combination. I was at a comic convention, actually, so I saw a lot of stuff for the Netflix One Piece.
Martian Manhunter, DC's Space Ranger.
Yeah.
The Silver Surfer, Marvel's Sentinel of the Spaceways.
The depths of space hold secrets beyond our comprehension.
Oh, yeah.
But these sage superheroes have seen more of it than any of us could ever hope to.
He's Wiz,
Yeah.
I'm Boomstick.
And it's
I mean, they're not the greatest when it comes to
weapons,
connections
armor, and skills to find out
specifically,
who
but
will
I still
win
like the
a
comparison.
Death Battle.
All right, yeah, let's go.
For as long as mankind has looked upon the night sky, the stars have beckoned the brave to search the unknown and explore
I really like this intro.
its endless wonders.
Like Dr. Saul Erdell, who's kind of a doctor in the same way Dr. Pepper is a doctor.
Gotcha.
This guy's got no formal
I actually love
education,
Dr.
but that
Pepper.
didn't stop him from messing around with some ancient tech he stumbled upon.
He was desperate to live out his boyhood dreams of exploring the cosmos.
Aren't we
So
all?
with the tech's advanced capabilities, Erdell created a machine that would bring the cosmos to him.
He pointed the machine
That would
at
save a lot
Mars,
of money
pushed
for
the button,
transport.
and hoped for the best. And it worked. Erdell summoned a real-life Martian right before his very eyes. So remember, kids, when in doubt, just push buttons. Never fail.
Dexter
The
versus
mysterious
Jimmy
and
Wen. Come on,
powerful
guys.
alien known as John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, immediately started using his incredible powers in front of the Doctor, like mind
Naturally.
and shape-shifting.
Which was just the tip of Erdell's
Yeah, such
discoveries.
cool
Turns
powers.
out Martians
A
have
cool
complete
combination.
Control over their bodies and can transform into practically anything, like a freaking dragon, an exact duplicate of Wonder Woman down to her central nervous system, or even
Wow.
a totally generic green monster that loves choco cookies.
They can also
Right.
shoot lasers
I
from
do
their
love
eyes,
Oreos,
fire
yeah.
psionic blasts, turn invisible, and phase through anything. even Green Lantern constructs and force fields that Superman couldn't get through.
That is impressive.
That, they've got a crazy healing factor. John has
Yes.
regenerated back from a single limb, tiny pieces, or even a puddle of goo.
This display
Now, can
of
Silver Surfer turn him into
awe-inspiring
nothingness?
power
That's the
overwhelmed
thing.
Dr. Erdell's poor human heart and caused him to die in the Martian's arms.
Damn.
Oh.
Well, at least he accomplished his
Sucks.
goal before he bit the red dust.
Anyway.
Right? Anyway, John used his shape-shifting abilities to hide amongst his new world by assuming the identity of a recently deceased detective named John Jones.
Yeah.
God, what a crazy coincidence, comic book writer, you clever man.
I guess it's better than him just
John
thinking, you know,
Jones
oh yeah, I'll
lived a
use this
double
name
life on
randomly,
Earth
but
for
I don't
many
know.
years, solving cases and
Likes
helping as
choco
many
cookies a
people as
lot,
he could
yes.
From the shadows. But eventually, he stepped out, revealing himself to the world, and helped found the Justice League of America.
And
Yeah,
John
founding
definitely
member.
holds his own in the supergroup. He
Such an
once
awesome
pulled the
member.
Earth alongside Wonder Woman and Superman, who has stated that of all the beings in the known universe,
Yep.
he would be afraid to fight John.
Yeah.
Should be afraid. Superman wouldn't be the first Kryptonian John has gone toe-to-toe with. He's manhandled Ultraman, who's basically evil Superman
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
from another universe.
Basically the
and
same
Superboy
thing,
Prime.
but evil.
He can shatter reality with his punches. And
Yeah.
he's also evil Superman from
But
another
much more
He took a
powerful.
blast from
Yeah.
Asmodel, the king angel from a literal army of heaven. He's held his own against Darkseid, the manifestation of tyranny in the DC universe.
Yeah.
And he's fast enough to catch up to Supergirl and Superman, who we know flies so fast he can burst the bonds of infinity. So basically, he's just as strong and just as fast as a bunch of crazy gods and demons.
Right.
John's strength and speed are obviously very
Although, was that
impressive.
pre-Crisis
It's also no secret
Superman?
that his greatest asset is
I'm not
his
gonna expand
mind.
too much on that.
He's one of the most powerful telepaths in all of the DC universe.
Yep.
He reads minds, duh, but he can also
Way
shut them
more.
down altogether. And he once made Mr. Plexiglass, Mr. Mixed Pickles, fuck your name.
I have that Funko
Anyway,
Pop.
he got hit
I literally have it in the other room.
Said his own name backwards, which God only knows 'cause I
Mixius
can't say it
Pitlick.
forwards, which canceled out his powers.
His psychic defenses
Perfect.
are strong enough to protect the Justice
Oh, that was
League
so
against
great.
a worldwide telepathic attack. And his ability to sense people's feelings is so strong, he can feel every sentient being in the entire galaxy.
And he once outthought Perpetua from the Omniverse.
Yeah,
Who's that, you
Perpetua.
ask? Oh, just a freaking creator of the entire multiverse.
Yeah.
Just basically the god of everything.
Jean needed to connect his consciousness
She's
with
ridiculous.
everyone on Earth before Perpetua could catch up. He pulled this off by using his mental abilities within the span of Planck time, literally the smallest
Yep.
possible measurement of time. In the time it takes you to count to 1, Jean could count to 1 and fly across the universe and back over 200 sextillion times.
He
Oh, that was
outthought
great.
God.
Count to 1
He's
and-
a faster thinker than God. And it didn't end there. John took a punch from her and walked away with just a bloody nose. And when she disintegrated him into basically nothing, he regenerated back. From a
Okay.
hit from God.
Batman has
That
said
could
in
be a
order to
problem,
kill Jean
actually,
good,
for
you
Silver
have to
Surfer.
literally destroy every single atom in his body one by one.
God damn. If I didn't love alliteration so
Okay.
much, I'd say we change this guy's name to Martian God Hunter or something. He's basically invincible, right?
Not quite. Jean is not without weakness. He has a very real vulnerability to fire. At times, it has completely
had
overwhelmed him
one.
to the point where he loses control of his body.
And not just literal fire either. John was once tricked into
Does he
just
still have it?
thinking he was surrounded by fire, and that was enough for him.
Even still, Jean has been able to overcome this weakness. He's fought enemies with fire abilities and even taken hits from fire attacks. Which
Yeah.
leads me to believe the weakness, while potent and still able to cause real physical harm, is mainly psychosomatic.
Oh no, it definitely is.
What are
Yeah.
you doing?
I heard what you said. Weakness to
No,
fire
no, no,
is just
Boomstick,
figure
not
it.
you.
I'll be a living god.
No, you won't. Put that out,
Call
please.
him for sure. And to think there's a whole planet of these guys out there.
Unfortunately, that's no longer the case.
Yeah.
Before Dr. Erdell's strange experiment, Jean's own brother used the Martians' telepathic connection to each other against them, and the entire planet was plagued with Ronmir's curse.
As long as they stayed
just sucks,
telepathically
man.
connected, every Martian was vulnerable.
But the backstory
to
is so
mental
rich
fire
with
that
him.
would overwhelm
That's why I
them
love
and
him.
Burn them from the inside out.
Which sadly worked very well, because the fear of fire is something Jean shares with his fellow fellow Martians.
Yeah.
Centuries earlier, the Guardians of the Universe, a group of immortal aliens who run the Green Lantern Corps, feared that the Martian race could become too strong. So they programmed the Martians with that genetic weakness to fire.
That is awful.
Survive the fiery curse by cutting up
You
his mental
suck.
connection to his people, including his family. Unfortunately, his wife, Myria,
Love that
and their
show,
daughter
man.
couldn't live with the isolation, and he had no choice but to watch them give in and burn alive. Damn.
Racked with grief
Yeah.
and survivor's guilt, Jean was left to
I like how
wander
this is
his
just a big
homeworld
section
all
of
alone.
lore.
His only
I like
solace
that.
being shape-shifting into his lost loved ones to convince himself they were still alive.
Oh my god.
Jesus, John. That is so sad.
That pain has
Yeah.
undoubtedly shaped who Jean is. In fact, the
Oh,
trauma he
man.
held onto so
This is
tightly
rough to
formed
listen
a
to.
literal spiritual connection with those lost souls. A telepathic connection so strong, it kept them from finding peace in an afterlife. Let me say that again. His grief and telepathy were so strong, he prevented an entire race of people from moving on to the afterlife.
It
Bruh.
wasn't until years later that John could return
I
to
have no
Mars and
words.
release those souls by finally letting go. And not to forget them, but to embrace his new life and his new home. A place he would defend time and time again to make sure the Earth
still
never
standing,
suffers
man.
a fate similar to Mars.
To experience all of that, to truly know what it feels like to be alone in the vast universe, but continue to use your wisdom and power to help those in need, is what makes the Martian Manhunter such a noble hero.
On
Yeah.
a planet
It's what a
packed with
hero
other
is.
Incredible heroes. John really has set himself apart. He's risen through the ashes and emerged the heart and soul of the Justice League.
Good for you. Okay, so that was both cool and rough to listen to. But now we have Silver Surfer.
Free from any and all crime, poverty, and disease.
And home to Norrin Radd, which I've gotta say is the sickest, most radical name I have ever heard in my entire life. He was a brilliant kid who was
Okay.
raised to live a life
It is a
of
cool
peace
name.
and intellect
Silver
over one
Surfer
of
is cool,
gnarly
too.
adventure.
That is, until the technologically advanced society came under threat from the devourer of worlds,
Yep.
Galactus.
So Norrin struck up a deal with the World Muncher. In exchange for sparing his planet, Mr. Radd offered to leave his home behind, become Galactus's herald, and seek
'Cause
out
that's what
his
heroes
life
do,
from
I
the start
guess.
down.
And once Galactus
He didn't do a
agreed
lot
to
of
the
great
deal,
stuff
he
after that,
imbued
but-
his new herald with the power cosmic, transforming him into the Silver Surfer.
An equally tubular name.
There we go. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, you rarely see it.
The power cosmic grants the Surfer near unlimited energy.
You see
as
the
well as
Wizard of
matter
Oz
manipulation,
1,000
freezing,
times?
Super strength, speed, and invulnerability, just
Jeez.
to name a few.
The Surfer's
Right,
basically
there's a
got
ton.
all of Galactus' space magic, just on a smaller scale. And
Yes.
Galactus uses that power to fight guys like the In-Betweener, an abstract being from the overspace.
The Surfer
Damn.
used the power cosmic to serve Galactus diligently for nearly 100 years, during which he ensured
Long
that
time.
the planet's
Maybe not long for these
devoid of
kinds of guys,
sentient
but still.
life.
That is, until the Surfer accidentally offered up a planet with life, which drove him crazy.
Doesn't
with
Galactus
guilt.
prefer
Galactus tried
those
his
planets
best to
anyway?
suppress the Surfer's emotions, erase the painful memories, and make it easier for him to find planets with tasty, delicious life, guilt-free.
Okay.
How nice of him.
And it worked for a while until the Surfer reached Earth. Galactus'
Okay.
mighty mind manipulation wasn't enough to bury the Surfer's true nature for good. With the help of
So he
Alicia
did get
Masters and the
affected with mind
Fantastic
manipulation,
Four,
but it
the
didn't
Surfer turned
work
against his
fully.
overlord and saved the Earth from
Interesting.
being eaten.
But even after all that, Galactus just let the Surfer keep his powers. At any point, he could have just taken them back.
Yeah.
Being the source of the Surfer's powers.
Nice guy,
yes,
Galactus.
he could. But Galactus has continued to let the Surfer have the power cosmic out of respect for his first herald.
Makes
Damn.
sense.
See, that's the
In
kind
a
of
way.
respect I'm asking from you. Anyway, ever since those mental gymnastics with Galactus, the Surfer made sure nothing like that would ever happen again.
And
Okay.
he's been successful, like when Psycho Man failed to trick the Surfer with his illusions, or when he was briefly trapped in the
His power
Supreme
can match the
Intelligence's
6
mind when
Infinity
it was
Stones?
using the Mind Stone.
With
Like
some
all of
those
them?
mental
Or
threats
any
behind
one
him,
of
he
them?
could finally take to the spaceways, kick ass, and monologue about the meaning of life in the universe.
All of which he's quite good at, especially that last one. It's thanks to the abilities afforded to him through all that cosmic energy.
Right.
It's seriously crazy. He can rearrange the molecules of anything he wants into anything he wants.
Yeah.
He can force you to just feel pain in general, and he can even control elements. Not just earth, wind, and fire, but anything in a boogie wonderland like gravity and the weather.
He's got enough
Yeah.
power and energy inside
That's
him
a lot
that
of
he once
powers.
created an infant star to serve as a new light source in a universe devoid of light.
That's so
Just
nice.
when he needed it, he was able to pop out a baby son? That's convenient.
That's
Yeah.
power cosmic.
But
Yeah.
we can't forget
Just
about
quoting the
sick one
panels.
He shreds the stars with. This thing's basically an extension of himself. He can transform it into a sweet sword or into pure cosmic energy. And
Yeah.
if it breaks, he can just form a new one.
On his board, the Surfer has traveled
But he still
at
needs the mental
incalculable
connection to
speeds
it.
on multiple occasions. He can fly faster than Thor, and even once flew so fast he reached the future.
Even without his board, he once broke free from energy shackles that would zap away his power within the next nanosecond. Gnarly, brah.
Nanosecond. That's not the next
Planck
Planck instant.
Surf out of all of existence as it was being torn apart. Now, I've seen some choice waves.
I love the sunburn.
That's one tube best for watching on the beach
Like,
with the brew.
major farmer stand
Hitting
there.
it real hard with all this surfing lingo. He's honestly not that kind of guy at all.
Righteously disagree with you, dude. You are carving up my brainwaves into an A-frame swell that I just can't bail. I'm waxed, man, waxed.
The Silver
Okay.
Surfer is a tragic figure who is
that from the
always
NES
weighing his
game?
choices through every
something?
angle of morality. Like
I don't
when
know.
he set out to destroy the new host of the Star Brand, an energy source that grants his wielders virtually infinite power, capable of wiping out all life on Earth.
The Star Brand
Okay.
seems to choose a new unknowing host at random. Could be a good guy, could be the most evil person to ever exist. But despite that threat, the Surfer spared the new Star Brand once he found out she was carrying a child.
He decided to bear the weight of any
So now we're getting into
potential
the lore for him,
consequences on
too.
his own
Great.
shoulders instead of squashing any and all hope that the child would use that power for good.
I get it. He's a righteous dude on a surfboard.
Exactly. And in the Surfer's case, a keen sense of morality also comes with a keen sense of his surroundings in general. He
Right.
can see enemies even when they're invisible and can sense incoming threats, to the point where he can sense someone approaching even before they've left their own home.
He can also
Okay.
absorb energy his opponents throw at him. Anything from psionic energy to a freaking star. The Surfer can even do it when he's on death's door. Hey, Wiz, what do you think
Yikes.
the doormat on death's door says? Probably like, knock 'em dead, right?
What are you talking? Now, it does take a lot to get the Surfer to
Yeah, I don't know what.
door.
If it's
Take the
geog-
blast from the Infinity Stones,
I didn't read all that, but I know
smashed
what
into
that's gonna be.
pieces,
Yeah.
crashed into the Big Bang and played catch with the star.
He caught it and then threw it right back at that punk Deadpool. Ha! I hope you like a big ball of gas in your face, you tool.
Reed Richards, the smartest man alive,
war
has said that
continues.
The Surfer is probably the most powerful being in all the galaxy.
And even after years spent drifting through the galaxy, he's still built strong bonds, like with the Fantastic Four, the Defenders, and
Yeah.
with people like Dawn Greenwood.
But somehow, he always ends up alone in space, searching for answers, searching for beings that
They
need
really
his
are
help,
both alone,
searching
aren't
for
they?
something that could replace the home that he lost all those years ago.
Only to be weighed down by the guilt of his servitude and the pain of his sacrifice, which was ultimately done in vain. Cause it doesn't seem to matter what the Surfer does. Zenla is destined for destruction. At this point,
Damn.
his home world has been destroyed 4 times over.
Despite it all, this tragic hero still manages to take everything in stride as he surfs the stars and fights tirelessly to preserve every being's right to live.
Good. All right, so that was both of them.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Thank you.
It's time for a death battle!
Death battle. Let's pause. Okay, so it's tough because obviously they can always pull something out at the end, you know, in the conclusion that they didn't really talk about that much before. Or, you know, I might have been talking over something. Maybe I missed something really major. But there were some things that really made me think they're going to give it to Martian Manhunter. Like, they were talking about, oh, he can, like, reform from, like, what, when there's, like, no atoms left? Like, it's basically complete disintegration. And that he can move, like, within Planck time or whatever, you know? Like, they were talking about all that. And I'm not sure if they were talking about, like, a way that Silver Surfer could counter that. Like, did they talk about any Planck time feats for Surfer? They talked about how he could travel so fast that he reached the future. So maybe they're gonna try to like equate them a bit, or I could see them saying maybe it's even more impressive, like it's a whole like immeasurable stuff, you know. They didn't outright say Planck time though, so I'm not 100% sure where they're gonna go there. So that's a little tough. But now I'm not even sure if Surfer would be able to kill him. Like, they said that he can make someone feel pain whenever he wants, which is really handy in and of itself. And that he can like absorb energy or like keep fighting like even on death's door or whatever. That's also really handy. But they were also talking about how Silver Surfer has Galactus's powers on like a smaller scale, right? And they were also saying how Martian Manhunter was like faster and was able to like, you know, fight against Perpetua, you know? I don't know if I'd say Galactus is more powerful than Perpetua. So if they're really like trying to say that Martian Manhunter can keep up with that kind of character, I'm not sure if Silver Surfer, you know, is he gonna have enough, you know? I know it's more so based on his own feats. Like, we shouldn't just be saying, oh yeah, like he's less powerful than Galactus, like even if he has feats that like match Galactus, but it doesn't sound like they brought that up either, like that he would have feats that would outright match Galactus. So I'm not sure. I feel like I've missed something though, because like there feels like a piece of the puzzle that like maybe I'm just not thinking of right now. But I don't know. They did talk a lot about impressive characters that Martian Manhunter has fought. And same with Silver Surfer. But a lot of it had to do with like stars. Like he created a star, he caught a star and threw it back. They did say he could match the power of the 6 Infinity Stones, though. Like, that was in, like, the sidebar. They didn't really bring it up that much. Like, they talked about the Mind Stone. Are they going to say that Martian Manhunter could outmuscle the Mind Stone and therefore could, you know, disrupt Silver Surfer's connection to his board or whatever? You know, I'm not sure. So, I feel like maybe I've missed something. But I got to admit, you know, I am thinking that Martian Manhunter has a really good shot now, just based on what they've said. And some people might already be going into this, like, thinking, like, oh, I disagree with that and that or whatever. But, like, I'm not going to be doing that, you know. One, because I don't like to pretend that I know better, especially when they've done so much research. And two, it's like, this is their interpretation no matter what I say. Like, there's no point getting upset over that. So, you know, I'd really have to think about it more. But again, I feel like maybe I've talked over something. That happens sometimes when you're doing a reaction. You have to prioritize the content. But yeah, that's all I have to say, I think. You know, I could see it going either way. But I will say that Martian Manhunter is looking quite good just based on the stuff that I've seen. So, yeah, without further ado, let's go. Oh.
In all of my journeys.
Oh wow, that's cool. That's cool.
I've never seen anything quite like this.
I assumed your journeys would have made you rather familiar with places.
That is a
like
great Martian Manhunter voice.
Or should I say, Silver Surfer?
Yeah. Okay. Where are they?
You have summoned me here.
But I like this black and white.
Enough.
Martian Manhunter, Silver Surfer, mind over matter. Okay, I like this aesthetic. Now it's colored. That was a really cool intro, though. Really creative. Okay. He's attacking the asteroids. Yeah, okay. You can phase. Yeah, there we go. Track is very space-like. This looks like a video game. It was cool, though. They're chasing each other a lot. Oh, yeah.
There's no use in hiding.
You did the pose.
I can feel your presence.
Oh! Well... Whoa, that looks cool. Make a new board, please. Thank you. Okay, he caught himself. Good. Freeze him. Like, the hand-drawn elements must have taken so long in comparison. Ooh, okay, I like the shadows and the colors. I don't think this is gonna be it.
Nothing can best Martian might.
Your will is admirable, but will alone is not enough.
Okay, let's go.
Feel the pain.
Oh no. That's not great. And his true Martian form.
You and I possess the same knowledge.
That only one of us can survive, and we know not why.
I hope
Because it's a
you
death
live
battle.
The uncertainty.
Okay.
Victory comes with no certain satisfaction.
Whoa.
I may never know why we were made to fight, if violence is ever truly justified. But perhaps there is something worthy in the battle.
I can't even speak right now.
Something beyond my understanding.
That was a very different death battle.
Wiz, what the hell are we doing? Why are we forcing such beautiful souls to fight?
I know!
Both the Silver Surfer and the Martian
Okay,
Manhunter
let's
were
listen to this.
extraordinarily powerful beings, each with very wide power sets.
So
Yeah.
they both had counters for almost everything they could throw at each other. They could both phase through objects, rearrange molecules, and regenerate their own bodies.
But arguably the biggest thing on the Martian Manhunter's side was his formidable telepathy. The Surfer
Yeah.
had his memories erased and his emotions manipulated by Galactus.
Yes.
So it would stand to reason that Jean could pose a mental threat to the Surfer.
Yes.
But the Surfer has resisted mental attacks many times. When Psycho Man played on the Surfer's guilt and pretended to be his lost love, the Surfer saw right through it, and he escaped the Supreme Intelligence's mind when it was using the frickin' Mind Stone.
These
Yeah.
two could have gone toe-to-toe around the universe for a long time. But when it came down to it, the question was, who had the power to put the other down for good?
They
Exactly.
both have some serious healing factors and have come back from basically nothing. But if
So he
any
did
Martian
too, okay.
Manhunter meant destroying his every atom one by one, the Surfer has the means to make that happen thanks to the seemingly endless well of energy that is the power cosmic.
It's truly an overwhelming source of unlimited power.
It
And
is.
outside of Galactus stripping the power away from him, the Surfer is never without it.
It's like a battery. Even if Jean could drain all of the cosmic energy, the Surfer can just recharge it. And he's used that power to destroy planets, defeat Galactus-level threats, and can basically accomplish anything with it.
While both of these philosophic heroes tend to hold back out of a respect for life, there's
Yep.
obviously no holding back here. And the depth of
Right.
Silver Surfer's abilities gave him the win.
This Martian was harsh in his mellow, so the Surfer had to wave goodbye. Bodacious Cowabunga Hang Ten Ninja.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough,
The
Boomstick.
Silver Surfer.
Okay, cool.
Thanks for watching.
Okay,
Stay tuned. New
pause for a
Death
little
Battle
bit there.
releasing every 2 weeks this year.
I know
You
what the
can
next
join by
time
making
is. At
purchase
least I
extra
really
content.
think I
High-level
do.
members even see Death Battles before anyone
Assuming
else
that they didn't
on the
lie
site.
during Death Battle Cast. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Bill Cipher versus Discord, September 11th. Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, this was announced on the Death Battle Cast that this was going to be the one coming on, like, they said the specific date, like September 10th for first members and September 11th. And there were some people, I saw in my comment section, there were some people actually saying, like, oh, these are false leaks or something, like, there's no way, you know, it's happening. And I was just thinking to myself, like, they said it on the cast, like they literally outright said it. So like I don't really know what was going on there, but now it's officially confirmed. Yes, it is Bill Cipher versus Discord. This was one of the fights that won the champion poll, you know, from last year. Like it was one of the selected fights. And then we also have Alex Mercer versus Cole McGrath. I don't know if that's going to come next, but it's going to come later this year. So yeah, that's that. I'm excited for it. Not as excited as I know some other people are. Some people are like really hyped. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like these guys are great, you know. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I don't have too much to say about that yet, but we'll get there. Anyway, talking about this fight. So obviously the first thing to bring up is that this fight was very slow. It was very, you know, philosophical in a way. I don't even know like the right words. It's like it was more about the spectacle and being there in the moment, like really paying attention to every word that they were saying. Like I think for some people that might piss some people off. Like some people might have wanted like a more fast-paced fight. But honestly, the way I see Death Battle is that it's not just Respect Threads, the series, you know? It's also trying to pay tribute to the characters and their stories. And that's something I was saying that I really like that about the analyses. I really like that they spent like major blocks of time just talking about who these characters are. And then they expanded on that in the animation. That's something I never would have expected them to do, and they did it. It was so cool, you know, and they still spent a lot of time, like, you know, with the hand-drawn, like, dragon creature, and, you know, while in the sun, you know, going going back and forth with, you know, their philosophical talks. Like, I don't even remember exactly what they said. I'm going to need to watch it again. But wow, that was... I personally like that a lot, because for me, as someone who's fans of Martian Manhunter and Silver Surfer, especially Martian Manhunter, you know, as I said before, I really like that that's the direction they took. Not every fight needs to be bombastic in nature. Sometimes when it comes to characters that work better in like another form or another format of the fight, then you should do it. And again, like, as something where it's not a respect thread, like, it's not respect threads of the series, like, I like that that's the direction they took. This was like, these are the best characters they could have done that for. And it was still fun to watch. Like, I still enjoyed it a lot. So, you know, apologies if there's some people, I don't even know, like, how people think about this, obviously, but if there's some people who were not really a fan of this style, I apologize, but I got a lot out of it. As, like, a Marvel versus DC, or not Marvel versus DC, but a Marvel and DC fan, this was something really cool that, like, I have wanted to see, like, just really showing off who these characters are at their core, regardless of it being a fight to the death. Like, this is the first Marvel versus DC fight in a long time where I can say, like, it feels like exactly like how Martian Manhunter and Silver Surfer would act and fight in an animation. Just gonna say that. Maybe I just gave this way too much praise. I don't know. Again, I have no idea what other people are gonna say, but I feel like, what else do I even have to say about this? Like, again, I talked about the analyses, and, like, I think they went over information really well. Again, I think it was, I think maybe I was talking over some points, but, you know, you can't really avoid that sometimes. But I did think Martian Manhunter sounded a lot better after the analyses. And I was thinking, like, oh, you know, he could probably pull this off. And I think that, you know, these are still two incredibly powerful characters. I think with the right opening, Martian Manhunter's mental abilities could get the best of Surfer. But I do agree that, you know, generally speaking, Surfer's powers they seem more continual. They seem like they just give him more control over the physical side of the fight. I think the conclusion maybe could have been a little better said, just because a lot of it kind of just devolved to, oh, the power cosmic can do whatever. And it's like, okay, can you expand on that maybe a little more? I guess they did it already in the analyses already, and they did talk about it, like, oh, he can fight like Galactus level foes or whatever, you know, their words, you know. So I did appreciate, you know what they did there. I think maybe a little more detail could have been good, but, like, again, if I go back to my prediction video, like, I still agree with a lot of what I said. So it's not like I'm upset with what they said or anything. It's just presentation wise, you know, maybe they could have done a few things here and there a little better, but, like, generally speaking, I'm so satisfied with this. And again, this is a fight that I've been thinking about for many, many years, and now I finally have a fight from Death Battle, and I have Death Battle's interpretation of it, and I think that's great. So I enjoyed this quite a bit. I think I enjoyed this more than I thought I would, to be honest. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Who do you think should have won? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like. Comment your comments down below. Subscribe if you could too. That would be amazing. But no matter what you guys do, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, that's it for me. I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.